So I just watched a brand new thriller on Netflix starring Vanessa Kirby and Jennifer Jason Leigh. This one is called Night Always Comes, not to be confused with the awesome fighting film also on Netflix called The Night Comes for Us, which I highly recommend over this movie for sure. Anyway, this has to do with a woman who has to come up with 25 grand by morning in order to save her family home and make sure her disabled brother and her irresponsible mother have a place to live. So unfortunately, this one didn't work for me because I think that our main character here, played by Vanessa Kirby, is too seasoned of a person that was brought up in this world. She's just too naive throughout the film. There's so many moments where you're sitting there going, okay, do you not know how the world works, especially since you've been a part of it in this capacity for so long? We're not talking about some sheltered person. If the movie had her as this wealthy sheltered girl whose parents were doing some illegal thing, and then they got all the money taken from them, and now she's trying to live on her own, and she hasn't been exposed to the world, and she has to come up with money overnight, that might have worked. But because our character, we learn throughout the film, has lived in this world, she was a prostitute since a young age, she has been around, and she's way too naive throughout this movie. There's so many moments where she's expecting these really perfect outcomes from these very unsavory characters, and it's what world have you been living in? We already know what one you've been living in, and you should not be expecting anything better from any of these people. I'm trying to avoid spoilers here, but there's moments in the movie where she's asking them, somebody who she barely knows, who takes her to someone who she straight up does not know and looks like the sketchiest fucking dude you could possibly imagine, and then expects him to be good to his word and to also listen to her demands, and for her to be able to take back the thing that they already stole in perfect condition, when there's no way that could have ever been a thing anyway, nor would it make any difference if she did. This is what makes no sense about the film. Everything in the movie with her character and the decisions that she makes make no sense. And it's in what world do you think you're not going to get caught for the things that you're doing? A. B, how is it that you think that the people around you are good people who are good to their word and aren't going to just take advantage of you, and you have no ability to make demands in this, right? You are a desperate person in a desperate situation, and you think that these also desperate people who don't know you, don't care about you, are going to feel for you and not screw you over and not just take it for themselves any chance that they get. None of that is even remotely believable. And getting back to the you don't think you're going to get caught, the shit she does in this movie, she does it to people she knows. She shows that she's desperate. She shows that she needs specific amounts of money, and then tries to steal things from them that kind of amount to that stuff. And it's literally right after that. And it's do you not think they're going to be able to put two and two together here? This is frustratingly naive, frustratingly stupid. And also with Vanessa Kirby, she is such a glamorous looking person. That's how she always appears to me. She always looks like she's ready for the Met Gala or something. Her hair is always perfect. Her makeup is always perfect. She's this very posh woman. And I don't know. She just always looks like $1 million. And in this movie, pretty much the same. You couldn't do a make under, you couldn't have some transformative, vulnerable role. No. She still just looks like Vanessa Kirby, and I just found that to be kind of funny. You watch other movies where you have actors who are known for typically looking like $1 million all the time. Brad Pitt loves to do this transformative roles like this, like in California, right? Where Brad Pitt at that time was the Legends of the Fall hunk, and then he comes out and he's wearing a dirty wife beater and he's got a beard and he's got this crazy look in his eye, and he did that with 12 Monkeys where he shaved his head and he looked psychotic and his eye was all like crooked and shit. Like, I don't know. It just sold me on that this guy lives in that world and has been a part of these things. Or, Gary Oldman in True Romance, or, like desperate people that grew up in the hood, so to speak. And she just, I don't know. She looks like a girl who, has lives in at least a middle class income house and has had a pretty easy life, and I don't know, you couldn't have at least tried to just look like the rest of us for one day, for one role. So that's like a nitpick. She's beautiful and it's fine. She looks good. It's all well. And if the rest of the movie wasn't so fucking silly, I probably wouldn't even have cared or noticed. But it was also kind of sticking out to me here. Now, to be fair, I guess in the early stages of her night, she is going out to hook, and in doing so, she would want to look her best. But throughout the night, I don't know. She just doesn't ever look that desperate. Anyway, I found the movie to be too fucking silly, too fucking stupid. I did like the outcome of the film, though. That was unexpected, and I applaud it for that. I think some people will be like, what was the point? And all that kind of criticism. But no, for me, that's the best thing about the movie. Another really big surprise here was that Eli Roth plays a character in it. I was not expecting that. And when he showed up, I was like, oh shit. Yeah, everyone in this movie is extremely unlikable, which is fine. I don't need to love every character in a movie. But they have to be engaging. They have to be believable. They have to be, I have to at least want to root for them, even if they are morally bankrupt. That's all fine. I mean, there's plenty of movies that we love, that we've watched, where our main characters are kind of shit people, but you're still like, well, And in this, I was like, I do want her to be successful. I because I understand that she's desperate and she has this shitty situation, and I can relate, and and there's plenty of people out there that are desperate and make extremely dumb decisions and are like, so I don't want to criticize that part of the movie too much, because that's actually somewhat believable, that poor desperate people would do such stupid things that would get them caught in 1 millisecond. I've had this experience in my life with people who have tried to rip us off at the salon and whatever, and they do things where you're just like, how did you ever think you weren't going to get caught? How stupid do you think the world is? Or are you just really that desperate that you're just like, screw it, like I need it, and I know I'll probably get caught, but what else am I supposed to do? I guess that's just the way about it. But just there's so many things in this movie where it's like, you're getting caught for this 100%. The like destruction that she leaves in her wake of all the things that she just thinks she's going to be able to do this thing, and then there's going to be no consequences to it after. Like, this is why I'm saying her character is so dumb. Like, she didn't think for a second. Like, I get it, she's desperate, she needs the money, I understand that part of things, but at no point does she ever seem to consider the fact that even if she gets the money together by morning, she'll be arrested by the afternoon, so it's not going to fucking matter anyways, because her brother is mentally handicapped and her mother, as I already said, is completely incompetent. So it's like, even if you got the money, it's still not going to make any fucking difference, because you're going to be in prison by the week's end. It's too stupid. It's too stupid. I was struggling with this film. God, you can at least try. When you write these types of movies, You gotta make your characters at least somewhat believable in these things. Like, there's tons of movies I watch where they at least acknowledge, like, if I do this thing, like, I can't, they're gonna know I did it. Like, I'm gonna get caught. Like, what would be the point? No, this movie just straight up ignores it. They're just like, no, no, she'll be fine. No, she won't. No, she will not. Anyway, that's that. So stupid. So stupid. It's a well directed and well acted movie as far as like the basic elements. It looks good, and it doesn't look gritty though. It's not like a crime thriller from, that has like that gritty real feel to it at all. No, it's way too polished, much like Vanessa Kirby. Vanessa Kirby reminds me of like how this film looks, where everything's too pristine. It's too good looking to be this kind of desperate film, right? Look at like Robert Pattinson in the movie Good Times by the Safdie brothers. Like, that's how you take a really good looking character, like an actor who's known for his more like regal roles, where he plays the hot vampire or the business tycoon or whatever, that's wearing like these really nice suits, and then you take them and you make them under, and you, that already makes me feel something else, like where they're way more desperate and way more believable as somebody who grew up in this world. So no, this film just does not fucking work. So anyway, as I said, watch The Night Comes for Us if you're into martial arts movies and for some reason you haven't seen it. I know that's not what this type of film is at all, so it's a random recommendation, but because the titles are so similar and they're both on Netflix, and if you're going there anyway and you're typing in that title, it's like, just click on the other one. It's fucking fantastic. This is stupid. So that's that.